Hey folks, Deano here again. This time taking a look at something a viewer actually made me aware of. Yeah, this is the GM Spartan by XFS. So this is a bootleg kit. However, it's not in the usual colours, as you can see. Yeah, they're calling this the GM Spartan DIY Plus model. And yeah, for whatever reason, well, I say for whatever reason, I know why. It's a little bit more expensive than the standard Spartan. Link will be at the end of the video if you want to see that review. That one is basically Master Chief as a mobile suit. But yeah, this one, they did something a little bit different, and I don't think this is like actually copying a Bandai in any way for their official Gunpla. But yeah, obvious to see right off the bat is this Spartan is stark white. Like, it is a brilliant white colour. And yeah, the funny thing is, and the fact that it's called DIY Plus, is you get multiple different colours in the box. Well, technically you get two. You get all the sprues in white, and you get all the sprues in blue. As far as I'm aware, they're all in blue. I haven't attempted to build the blue one, obviously, because I went for the full white. But yeah, on top of that, there is also an extra sprue in grey. I'll be showing all the extra bits that you get. Unfortunately, you can't build multiple suits out of this kit. You still have to only pick one. But it's a really cool concept, and it means that you can buy multiple of this kit and basically do whatever you want with it. Like, it's such a simple concept, but because these are technically like mass-produced mobile suits, it works so well. Like, honestly, I really like the idea of this. It's actually getting me to want to buy the Jims, the standard mass-produced mobile suits, because I'm assuming, like, I don't think this ever made it into the anime for Mobile Suit Gundam, but I would assume these are more specialised suits, hence the Spartan nomenclature. But yeah, enough of my ranting and raving and rambling. Let's take a look at the box. So yeah, I would say it's a standard box, but it isn't. It's even entirely different to the standard Spartan boxes from XFS. But yeah, you can see that they're saying you can technically create 3 different mobile suits out of this, but really the combinations are in the dozens. Like, you can literally swap out any part you want and make different colours with it. Even so far as getting the green one and combining that. Although I don't know how the green and the blue would look. But yeah, like I said before, it's a brilliant concept. It means you can buy multiples of these and none of them will look the same. So yeah. But standard sort of bootleg box, I suppose. It's quite a wide box, obviously, because you're getting 2 sets of pretty much every sprue in the package. So yeah, we've got the stark white one. We've got a sort of almost ice blue and white combination, and then they're saying a rare question mark one, which I would assume is basically just the all blue colouring. So yeah, on the sides of the box we have pictures of the white one, and also, like, spoilers, you get bonus weapons with this kit, but they didn't bother updating their instruction manual, so instead they put the instructions inside the box. Yeah, you get a cool little submachine gun and a sniper rifle. sort of design, which I'm guessing comes from the Gym Sniper. But yeah, I very much appreciate it being there. It also means all your different Spartans can have different roles to play. There's a big picture of the blue one. And on this side we have a lovely big sticker over the top of the white one. I am not sure what this says here, but it's also showing the question mark one. And on the back, just your standard AliExpress sticker. At least they know to put it on the back where no one will look for these. So yeah, let's take a look at the accessories. So in terms of accessories, he does come with a fair amount. Like I said, he comes with the standard stuff that comes with the Spartan. But on top of that, also comes with extra weapons. And if you're counting the extra sprue, he comes with double those as well. So yeah, first of all, we have the standard bootleg stand, which all these bootleg companies love to package in. Standard thing, it gets the job done, it puts it in the air, albeit poorly, but it's always appreciated. The official kits could do with having some of those as well. We have a pair of beam saber blades. These are out of the sharp light. They are kind of pinkish, but in the light they come up kind of red, which fits the style I am going for. Because for any of you who don't realise, I was going for a stormtrooper type vibe with this all white Spartan. But yeah, very much appreciated. You get two, well, yeah, you get technically two pairs of beam sabers. You get the white ones, which are obviously on his shoulder, because I wanted them to look like cannons. And you also get a pair on the blue sprue as well, which is very handy. It means he can hold beam sabers while they are still on his shoulders, even though they're blue. But you can just like colour them with the watercolour pens and such. So yeah, he comes with quite a lot of hands. He comes with the standard grippy ones, which are on him just now. He has a pair of trigger finger hands. He has an almost posy hand. These are done in a nice gunmetal coloured plastic, which I really like. Contrasts really well with the white on the back of his hand there. And for whatever reason, he also comes with spare hands, despite the sprue not being duplicated for these. But yeah, you get an extra trigger finger hand and an extra trigger finger hand of the same side. It doesn't come with enough back plates for the hands, so I put a blue one on there just to show you what it would look like. Obviously it wouldn't look right if you used this, but I mean, you don't really need this many trigger finger hands, do you? So yeah, he comes with his standard sort of blaster rifle here, which is sort of Gatling gun at the top. The barrel does spin. It's also got this strange little submachine gun built into the foregrip sort of thing with its own barrel. You can, if you want to, just pop that out, and he's got a more standard looking rifle there. Or I suppose if you wanted to modify it, you could just cut the entire foregrip off. But yeah, you have options. It has its own little scope with a nice little sticker there. And on the back, you have the standard thing where it's got cartridges. You can pop these cartridges in and out. They fit onto his back side. You slot them in like so. Come on, in you get. Just like that. And you can also like slot, because you get two of them, you can slot one on there and have the spare one hanging off to the side. But I don't really like that look, seeing as how it actually stores on his backside anyway. Pops on really easy. So yeah, nice little rifle, do like it. He also comes with the bonus accessories. Now you will notice I have glued pegs to these. In my rush I picked the white colour, even though I probably should have went with the blue one. That was just me in a rush. But yeah, really nice gunmetal colour with these. It's literally just two pieces sandwiched together, but it gets the point across. Reason I put the pegs on is, spoilers, I basically went full custom mode with this kit. These pegs fit into these holes, so I thought, why don't we make it so that you can store them on his back, or on his backpack. They pop in and out really well. I put one on this as well, so yeah, you can just pop that on. That one goes on this side. I have chosen them all very carefully. So yeah, that one can just pop on that side as well. So yeah, it's just me tinkering, to be honest. I decided to do it while I was feeling a bit better. But yeah, this is the submachine gun. Again, it just comes in a couple of parts. Not sure how I feel about the cartridge being on the top instead of the bottom. It doesn't come out any, but it's decent enough. It kind of reminds me of a Halo rifle, which is ironic, considering the fact that Halo was apparently, or at least Master Chief's design, was apparently based off the Spartan mold. So yeah, again, has a peg, which you can then bring around to the back and pop into the hole, and it fits just fine. So there's always somewhere to store it. I might retroactively go back to the standard Spartan and do the same with his accessories. So yeah, I don't think it detracts too much. I mean, obviously there's pegs, there's ball joints sticking out the side of your rifle, but you have them left-handed or whatever side the peg isn't, and yeah, it'll work just fine. You'll never see it. That's how I'm rationalising it anyway. Obviously, you will notice on the kit itself there is no shoulder pauldron in this one. It's because it does come with the spare standard ones, so I thought I'd go with a symmetrical design with this guy. But yeah, it's easy enough to pop back on. You just pop the shoulder apart and put that in there instead. Simple enough. And you technically, two of these, you get a blue version as well. So you could have a sort of scavenged version with two different colours, one on each shoulder, which is fair enough. I also customised the, like, where the dagger goes, where the knife goes. Obviously, because I want all the weapons stored on the backpack, I couldn't very well have the knife stored in the same place. So I just glued it to his rear end. But it works just as well. Stashes in and out fairly easily. And I actually think it kind of looks better there. You see a lot of GIs and stuff, and they've got it on their back, the back of their belt, sort of thing. So yeah, I quite like that. So yeah, final thing you get, which I did not use for this build, is a set of water slide decals. You get one with the standard Spartan as well. I think I actually forgot to show that, to be honest. But yeah, you get this nice set of stickers here. You get these sort of camouflage patterns, the digital camouflage, which I think would detract from the figure, to be completely honest with you. We get the same sort of decals in white, blue and grey, obviously depending on the type of colour you went with. You also get some red and some yellows in there as well. They are really nice looking stickers, and they are high quality. I used a couple on the standard Spartan, but yeah, I had a load of red stickers left over from, I think it was the God Gundam bootleg. So yeah, I just borrowed some of those and put on this guy because I think the white works really well with the red, especially because the visor is red. So yeah, and the shoulder stickers, I think I pinched those from the RX-782, the real grade 2.0. I had a couple spare sitting about, so they fit perfectly on his shoulders because he's basically an RX-78, just heavily modified and mass produced. So yeah, taking a look at the kit itself, I have to say I really like it. I thought that the stark white would be a bit too plain, but with these bits of red and everywhere, it really looks quite good. I also used a bit of the sort of paint pens for the chest and crotch area. I painted those silver before putting them in. Same with the side of his arms, those circular bits. I painted those gunmetal, as well as these sort of vents on the back of his backpack. And I painted these thrusters metallic silver as well. And obviously a bit of gold on the side, just to give it a bit of difference colour, as well as this little sort of scope on the side there. So yeah, I think it looks really good. For being an all-white figure, obviously panel lining is a must for this guy. Oops. Well, this isn't going too well. There we go. One of my lights just fell for no reason whatsoever. So yeah, where was I? Yeah, panel lining is pretty much a must for this guy if you're going the all-white route. And I think it worked really well. Obviously, being a bootleg, and especially with white plastic for bootlegs, no matter how good the bootleg is, for whatever reason, it tends to be a bit more susceptible to whatever chemicals are in my pore-type markers. So if you pay close attention, like there are certain points where it sort of created hairline fractures in the plastic, which is a bit of a shame. But at the end of the day, like, it just looks a bit more like wear and tear on the mobile suit, which I am fine with. If I had the standard markers, they would probably be a bit safer to use on this sort of cheaper plastic. I mean, at the end of the day, this kit was only a tenner. That's probably, like, apart from the God Gundam, which was a real grade bootleg, this is probably the most expensive high grade bootleg I've bought. But then the reason is obvious, like why it's a bit more expensive. You're getting all that extra sprue for you to pick and choose which version you want to build. Oh, and I used a bit of silver on these front vents as well before I put them in. But yeah, I really think the colours that I used pop. Those silver highlights and that bit of gold really makes it stand out on the sea of white that's on him. But yeah, I really like how this has turned out. I do. Let's quickly show you the sprue, the extra sprue that you get, just to prove to you that you do get a lot. So obviously you get this extra bit here. That's coming up turquoise on the camera, but it's quite a luminous green. This is for the head. You've got the visor and the sort of camera above it. I went with a red on the version I built. You have a red version for his chest. The version I went with was grey, and then I just took a paint pen to it to turn it silver. you have a sprue with some grey parts on it. You can see there's a couple but been taken out because I was testing it to see if the grey would work with the white, etc, etc, but never ended up going with it. You have a grey crotch piece. Can't remember what colour that was originally. It might have been white. I've just put the silver on it. You also have a grey bit for his neck, a grey bit for his lower ab section, you can call it that, and grey for the side of his helmet, which I went with white with mine. And finally, you get a load of extra sprues in blue for basically the entirety of the figure, for what I can see, which means you have a lot of spares left over if you end up needing them for any other projects or that. So yeah, at the very least, this kit is really good for that. Like, you can do a lot of custom work with just one kit, essentially, which I really, really like. So yeah, going back to the figure itself, yeah, I do like the white, but as I said before, white plastic on bootlegs tends to be a bit cheaper. I don't know how to describe it, it just doesn't look as premium as the official white colours. So yeah, that's something to keep in mind. But yeah, in terms of articulation, same as your standard Spartan. You can look up about that much. You can look down about that much. Articulation is never really the Spartan design's strong suit. It's more armoured than anything else. Swivel there. The arms, obviously this side, because there is no shield on my copy, it can go up that much. You can pop it out a wee bit to get a bit more range. Does swivel completely unhindered. Butterfly joint gets you that much forward, which is really good. Bicep cut and bicep swivel. Double joint at the elbow, but the Spartan design gets just past 90. Ball joint at the wrist. We have not too much at the waist. You get some swivel and some pivot, but that is about your whack. You can get a bit of an ab crunch at the middle, but that also pops off the ball joint if you try to use it. So be careful there. In terms of the legs, these hip skirts are, because they're overly bulky, they don't tend to get out the way too well. You can pull them out of the sort of polycap to get a bit more range out of it. I'm just trying to be careful there because that gold paint, this might not be quite dry. So yeah, if you pop those out like that, the legs can get, come on, there we go. Legs can get about that far apart, which, I mean, it's perfectly serviceable. You can definitely get away with that, especially with how these mobile suits are designed. The two front skirt pieces come in one piece out the box, but you can cut it in the middle to allow them to move separately. That pops like so. Back, you don't get a whole lot because the back skirt is solid back there. One thing I am noticing is, compared to the standard Spartan, the polycaps don't seem quite as strong. They feel a little bit loose, which is a shame, because one of the glowing parts of that that review was the polycaps were quite good. But yeah, they still get the point across. You get knee bend there. Obviously thigh rotation. I showed it but didn't actually say it. And the feet can go forward that much. They can go back that much. You get a little bit of pivot, not a whole lot, but enough. This sort of top cover piece does move as well, and you don't get any toe movement, but you do get this sort of sandal style movement. So that pops up and back like so. So yeah, overall, like, I am quite impressed. If I ever get the notion to build another one of these, to like build out my Spartan army, yeah, this is probably the kit I would go for. Just because I know I can get a load of combinations out of it, like a load of combinations. So yeah, let's deck him up to the nines, shall we? Just the way I have created him. Let's have a little bit of fun just before the video ends. There we go. Pop that in like so. Come on. You can do it. That's what you're literally meant for. Bear with me 2 seconds, folks. And just like that, definitely not 10 minutes later, is him in a quick little pose, decked out to the nines with all of his arsenal. And yeah, I really like this figure. What can I say? It's a good repaint, reuse of the standard Spartan mould, and it is only a tenner. Here is the standard Master Chief Spartan, just so we can see them together. So yeah, folks, let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. There will be a link in the description if for whatever reason you wish to purchase this or the standard Spartan. And yeah, until next time, I'll see y'all later.